What's good guys, my name is Oleg Nikitin from Russia with Love, you're watching No Limits On channel, and today we're having an in-depth review from Morocco of already a pretty popular lens, Sony 24mm f1.4 G Master. Let's go. So guys, I took this lens to my trip to Morocco and shot a ton of content with this lens, and I can say that I'm very impressed and satisfied with it, as you might have guessed. And now let's watch a small video completely shot on this lens so you can see its performance, picture quality, bokeh and all that stuff. Enjoy. I hope you did enjoy the views of Morocco guys, and now let's talk about the kit. It comes in a pretty usual box as all Sony's G Masters come in. Also we have a pretty nice bag, carrying bag which you can attach to your belt and use it to switch the lenses on the go. It's a pretty nice addition and a really well made bag. Also it has a nice zipping mechanism which is working with one hand and an additional strap so you can carry it on your shoulder as well. Cap. I don't really like this type of release mechanism, but it is what it is. And as well we have a lens hood with the release mechanism button, and also it's covered with velvet on the inside. The lens itself is beefy and it feels really nice in the hands. You certainly do feel the premium quality of this lens, and it's built like a tank. But also it weighs not that much, only 445 grams. Also you do have an aperture range from f1.4 to f16. You can click it or declick it. You can have it in clicked mode for photography, or you can declick it on the lens and you'll have a very smooth transition in terms of aperture. Also we have a focus hold button, and you have tons of functions that you can assign to this button. The focus ring is also very smooth and well dampened. We have autofocus and manual focus switch of course, and behind the pretty regular Sony back cap we have the metal lens mount, and it's also with a weather sealing gasket, which is great, and this lens is weather sealed of course. On the front we can see the 67mm filter thread, which is really great because I have a ton of lenses that are 67mm and a lot of filters as well, and this filter thread size is very popular and common, especially on Sony's and Tamron's latest lenses. All in all, I'm really satisfied with the build quality and overall feelings and handling about this lens. Just top notch, bravo Sony. I'm not a photographer by any means, I'm a videographer completely, but I did take some stills, and as you can see the quality is just superb. And I was really curious about astrophotography in the desert. Also guys, please read the settings in the corner of each shot. As you can see, the astrophotography is pretty simple with this lens, and now you're seeing the JPEGs with no corrections, and these are very great results in my opinion. I'm sure you can get even better results with this lens in astrophotography, and it's a well-known lens for astrophotography on Sony cameras. And overall night shooting with this lens is very pleasing. Look at that picture, it's at f1.4 and it's very sharp indeed. And here is my classic sharpness test. As you can see right here, we do have a vignette on f1.4, at f2 it's getting brighter, and by f2.8 it's almost gone. In terms of sharpness, yeah, we do see that f1.4 is a touch less sharp than f2 and f2.8, and especially f5.6, but this is a very nice sharpness performance. We have a ton of detail, and I do enjoy using this lens in this term. In terms of lens flares, this lens is just great. If you do catch something very bright in your shot, like straight at your lens, you do get some lens flares, but they are pretty small and not that vibrant and pronounced, and you don't lose a ton of contrast as you can see from those examples. Of course you do lose some and you do notice those flares, but they are very, let me say cinematic. I hate this word, but it's not that visible. And I do enjoy this lens flare performance. It's one of the best I've seen on the wide-angle lenses. Of course, wide-angle lens as 24mm is not for portraits, but just out of curiosity you can see those shots It's okay, the face is a little bit distorted to my taste, but the background separation and the blur itself is very pleasing. In terms of bokeh, this lens is just awesome. We have 11-bladed aperture and very nice and smooth transition from in-focus to out-of-focus. Also, we have pretty close minimal focus and distance of 24 centimeters or 0.17x magnification, which is nice, and we can get kind of macro shots with this lens, and I used it a ton to shoot my B-roll with those smartphones, which you can see on the screen right now. Of course, we do see some cat's eye shape in terms of bokeh towards the corners of your image, but it's pretty okay with the wide angle, fast lenses. I only used the Sigma 24mm f1.4 before, 1.4 before, nice rhyme, and this had the same issue, which is I guess a pretty common thing. By the way, when you shoot architecture, the distortion is not that visible, it didn't bother me at all, and in this term, this lens is also a very nice choice. As you might have noticed throughout all of the video, the autofocus performance is just great. I didn't have any issues with autofocus, of course, because this lens is pretty pricey and it's like top-notch in Sony's lineup. And speaking about the price is pretty high, it's $1,300, and for this price you do get outstanding build quality, great performance and all that stuff, but you do need to know why you want this lens in your kit. Because in my case, I always do want to get a little closer, like 35mm, or some wider shots like 16 or 17mm. And to me, 24 is not wide enough and is not tight enough, so I just can't pay this amount of cash for this lens. But if you do know why you need this lens, for instance some creative portrait shots, or you need a very fast lens but not really wide angle lens on a gimbal, or a great low light performer like for astrophotography, this lens is a no-brainer. So it's pretty much up to you and your needs, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, smash the like and subscribe buttons as I say in my videos and hit the notifications bell. Also, here is my Instagram and a couple of videos for you to watch next. My name is Oleg Nikitin from Russia with Love, No Limits on channel, and I see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye.